So good morning, and thanks for coming out this evening. About 9:32 tonight, or last night rather, one of our off-duty police officers that works at Baptist South noticed a vehicle riding through the parking lot that was suspicious. A white car, kind of circling the parking lot, and doing what he should do. He came out to investigate. Attempted to stop that car with it, utilizing his police car with his emergency equipment. That vehicle then decided to flee, refused to stop. One of the supervisors that was paying attention and that was listening told him to not chase that vehicle through the parking lot because of being concerned with safety reasons. That vehicle continued to go. Well, other officers in the zone heard what was taking place, responded to the hospital. When they got here, they set up in different spots around the hospital looking for this vehicle. One of the officers was outside of his car, saw the vehicle approach in the same lane that he was in, raised his hand and said, "Stop the car, stop the car, stop the car," on several occasions. The subject inside the car rolled the window down slightly, held out a gun, or what looked like a gun, and said, "Shoot me." The officers did not shoot him. That officer did not shoot him. That vehicle then continued forward slightly, pulled up next to a police car, and fired one shot into that police car, where the officer thought he was shooting at him, but did not return fire at that time. Remember, he's in a parking lot of a hospital, so he's making very, very sure that whatever they do it the right way. Once that happened, other vehicles got involved, began to follow that vehicle, attempted to conduct a pit maneuver. That attempt at a pit maneuver failed. That vehicle somehow got back behind that same exact police car and rammed that police car from the back, pushing that police car forward and veering off. After he hit that police car, he then rammed another one head on and crashed into like a stop sign or a pole. Once he crashed into that pole, our vehicles blocked him in and attempted to get him out of the car by giving him loud verbal commands over and over and over again. He refused to get out of the vehicle at that point. One of the officers approached the right rear door of that vehicle. As he reached to open that door, the subject fired a shot through the window, striking the officer in the face. That bullet struck the officer in his face and went down toward his chest area. He is currently in the hospital in critical condition, stabilized. The officers at that point returned fire, striking the subject several times, killing him at the scene. This is our 5th officer-involved shooting this year. Our 3rd officer this year has been shot. Now, that is something that I've never seen in the 32 years or 31 and a half years that I've been working here. It's the 3rd one. I've been sheriff since November. It's getting very ridiculous. It's very dangerous, and it's concerning. So we want to make sure that our officers and our citizens know that they did the right thing tonight. They made sure that individual did not go into that hospital where who knows what could have happened. We've all seen around the country some of the things that have happened in these type of situations. And again, all the officers have been placed on administrative leave. The officer that was injured is in the hospital. The state attorney's office is here. They're conducting an investigation, and we're still working the scene. It's a very large scene. It could last for quite a while, but we're still working the scene very, very thorough. And I'll answer any questions that you may have at this time.
All of the motions you talked about, the circling the lot, the ramming of the officer's car, the pit maneuver attempt, all here, or did it carry out into Old St. Augustine Road? I was a little confused on that.
Nothing carried. Everything was in the parking lot.
Okay.
It was a continuous circle. I mean, he was just driving around in circles. Every attempt that they made to stop him, they wouldn't. He just wouldn't stop. He kept going.
And then how many officers fired? Or
5.
How many did you put? So 5 on administrative?
5. Yes, sir.
I know it's very early in the investigation, but based on his behavior, do we believe this might have been like a self-harm type of motivation, or?
I don't know what his motivation is. I can't ask him at this point. We'll look more into his background. We'll look for anything that may indicate that, but don't know what his motivation was. Really, it's very difficult to tell. All I know is he shot one of our police officers.
And just to circle back and clarify, the officer who was shot at but didn't return fire, and then the one who was struck in the face, was that the same officer or 2 separate officers?
2 separate officers. Any other questions?
Were any other like vehicles in the parking lot hit or?
Like I said,
damaged?
this is long. This is a big scene. A possibility exists that did happen. We're still looking. So it's going to be a while before we release everything to be able to determine if that happened. No one else was struck. One police officer and the suspect who was killed here.
Do you know anything about the suspect yet? Is he someone you've dealt with in the past? Is there anything you could share about him
So
yet?
just prior to coming out, we learned that he had a speeding ticket. That's it. Nothing else. And this just goes to show what police work is. You know, we're not expendable. The police officers are not expendable. They're human beings that are doing a job every single day to try to keep everyone in this community safe. And by doing what he's supposed to do, this happens. And we know this is a possibility, but we don't come here expecting to be shot or killed. But we're going to do everything we can to continue to work, continue to keep our city safe, and protect the members of this community and protect our police officers.
Can we talk about the lockdown procedure for a minute? It seems that JSO and the hospital jumped into action very quickly to make sure that everybody was safe inside. Can we talk about, is this something you guys train for, prepare for with institutions like Baptist South?
So I tell people a lot of time that we are constantly training, constantly working to get better. And when you see things that happen around the country, whether it's around the country or different things that happen here, we want to act very quickly to save lives, innocent lives. So locking down that hospital was done quickly, and it's really good that the officer was working here because he could relay that information rather quickly.
And the officer who was struck in the face, can you tell us just a little bit about him? How long has he been with the force? And can you just speak?
You know, I learned tonight that he was in the very same police class as Officer Darricott, who was shot a few weeks ago. So his time on the street has been very, very short. It's disappointing, but we are going to continue to support those families, support the officer that was shot tonight, and do everything that we can to make sure he's taken care of and his family's taken care of.
Do you have an approximate number of shots that were fired?
A lot. That's all I can tell you right now.
Do you know the officer had any children? Wife?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Does the officer have any children? Wife?
He has a fiance. I'm not sure about children.
Last thing about how long do you think the hospital will be locked down, or is there like a front portion that's open but this part is still closed?
I think they started opening up the hospital now, getting folks out that needed to leave. We're going to have the scene for a while, but we'll work around folks that need to get to the hospital and get in.
And then last thing about the suspect again, is there at least you could tell us 20s, 30s, 40s?
He looked to me to be fairly young, not super old, but it's hard to tell. I mean,
I didn't know if you had any information on him yet.
not yet.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.